slept in the trailer last night. It was really cold. Other than that, wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's day 2. So, drifting throughout the day, then competition around 5. I usually don't do the comps because I'd be too worried about someone hitting my car in competition. So, I'll usually just run, all the practice sessions essentially throughout the day. Sometimes I'll qualify for fun, just to see where I would, grid up. And then, I just normally don't do competition because there's a lot of people that want to win more than I do, and they'll chance my car and theirs in the process. So, yeah, get some more video of us tandeming today. That one J life where you just rev it up till the misfire goes away, because that always works. I feel like somebody's watching me. That was a rough first session. Started okay. Had some 18-inch Michelin SUV crossover tires. They're pretty tall. It was a 245/50/18. But yeah, 2 runs with Andy in the Lexus. Pretty clean, controllable. Had a little bit more grip than normal. It was perfect. Felt fine. Got pretty close to him on both runs. The second run, one delaminated and crossed over the track. So pulled off. Changed those out, decided to go to the sticky boys, which are these. It's an actual track tire, very sticky. They're old GRC rallycross tires. And last night I finished off a pair and they felt great. But I will say they were also almost gone on tread, so that might have reduced their actual traction, which is probably what made it a lot more drivable. I lowered these things a lot after the first run, and I just started having too much rear grip. It would push. It was really violent, changing directions. Front tires are almost gone too, so I started scrubbing those. The car was just acting how I'm not very comfortable with, and I'm not good enough to adjust that quick for it. So had a few runs, followed a couple times. It was just kind of sloppy as far as my line. It's surging, not really smooth or fluid. So ego took a hit. Decided to go ahead, pulled them off, obviously from sitting on them. I put on just some used 16s on some G32 wheels, so obviously a ton less grip, but it's just going to be easy drivable, and I'm not going to be able to hang with Chris or Jesse or Josh, but it'll be smooth, consistent, controllable. I'll probably tandem with Andy most of the time, but just the only thing I could think of doing to get a little bit of confidence back between me and the car. And the only mechanical I found out, which I just noticed, I was checking the power steering fluid, is it's got a small leak on the where the copper crush washers for a fitting that goes into the pump. So it's got a small leak there. It's lost. I'm guessing over the last couple days. Obviously since I started driving it was probably weeping then, but I down from the full mark down to the medium, borderline, low mark. So it should make the next session. And should make the drive home. Driving home, it shouldn't really have any pressure on it. So as long as it makes it through the next session, not making any noises, we'll be good there. I don't think I brought any power steering fluid with me. I have everything else. I got the 2-stroke oil I put in the ethanol. I got brake fluid and I got oil. But I didn't bring any Dextron 2 ATF, which is what it takes for power steering. So just a little update for the day. But other than that, it's all good. No sad. Yeah, we'll get some tandem shots and stuff later today, and if I got the battery in the camera, I'll take some video of the comp stuff too. So yeah, see you guys here in a little bit. Well, wasn't planning to, but we're here anyway, so enter the competition. At least gonna qualify, see what happens. against a buddy though, so it's safe. Don't worry about him smashing into my car. Drives the S15, he don't want to smash either. But either the lead or one of the runs, I'm just going to straighten on purpose so I get a 0, because I do not want to go rounds. I just wanted to qualify just to kind of get judged and see where I need to improve and stuff. So yeah, on to the competition.
Yeah, it didn't seem bad. I figured, well, it was still questionable, I think, whether or not I made the first cross. I might have just barely made it with angle.
For a second.
I know the second one I straightened. Because if I didn't straighten, my plan was to straighten on the turn before I got to the tire.
Do what?
My plan was to straighten, if I made that, before I got to the tire to the end of the run, because I don't want to go another round.
Yeah, but he straightened, so I figured they'd give you one more time.
He straightened?
Yeah, a couple times.
Really? Huh. I'll have to ask him. Just so I know. I thought the only spot I really messed up on was just the crossover. QQ. I'm sure I'll get to see a video to see what it looked like.
Yeah, your follow though, you were on him pretty good. I could tell your left foot braking.
Yeah, have to. But I could trust him. I mean...
Yeah, Jake's pretty consistent.
Well, I could just trust him in general. He don't want to smash his car either.
Yeah.
When we were out there qualifying, half the guys were sitting there talking about how, like, well, they're talking about Jake's car. They said, you know, I'd feel really bad if I hit that car, but, you know, I'm going to drive competitively, so if I hit his quarter panel, it's going to happen. I'm like, yep, not my crowd.
mechanically, don't really have any complaints. Car ran good. I drove decent. Friday night was good. Saturday morning, not so much. Definitely got frustrated between like putting a lot of grip into the car. The fronts are pretty much slicks now, so that could have been part of the issue. But this brand new, GRC tire in the back is just too much grip. So I just gotta find that happy medium. Enough grip to be able to keep up with some of these cars, but not so much to where it makes it very hard for me to drive. But yeah, that's it. Good, we made it. Motor didn't blow up. Long term, I still want to check valve lash to see what it is, but obviously I spent most of the time at high up in the RPM, sitting about 65 or so. A couple of times it went over 7,000 because we had the limiter set as a soft limiter instead of a hard limiter, so it was pulling timing, which isn't, it slows the acceleration of the motor but doesn't necessarily stop it. So yeah, we did good, made the show. So fix a couple leaks, some power steering, possibly start on putting some kind of hydro setup on here. I don't have the money, nor do I want to lose my factory parking brake, so I'm not going to do dual Z32s. I do have a set of Q45 calipers that are bigger than your standard S13 rear caliper. Still a single piston sliding caliper setup, but I'm going to look into that and possibly a couple others. Just try to find the smallest twin piston caliper I can to fit, make it fit with all the suspension, because the rear knuckle on the S13 there's not a lot of room. So yeah, so that was good. Definitely tired, but good news. Motor's solid, doesn't breathe, doesn't have a lot of blow by or anything. I emptied the catch can once when I was down there. That was this morning. So I had all the tuning, all the braking, driving, the drive down, the first night of drifting, and essentially maybe a couple tablespoons of just clear liquid, which essentially is just a little bit of water vapor. Smells like fuel, so it's a little bit of blow by, but I mean it's nothing. There was no oil in there, and just lets me know the motor's not breathing too much, so it's all good. So until next time, I'm not sure when next time will be. See you guys later.